September 29, 2025. 7 a.m. in Japan. Inside a major Japanese brewery's systems, something snaps. Orders stop moving. Shipment schedules freeze. Screens that should show today's deliveries go blank. In Tokyo, restaurant managers start making the same phone call to the same suppliers. Where's the beer? In convenience stores, staff quietly face shelves forward to hide gaps. And in back rooms, you start seeing the thing every supply chain fears. Empty space. Not because the brewery can't brew, but because the brewery can't move. At 11 a.m., the company does what companies do when they realize they're bleeding from the inside. They pull the plug. They disconnect networks. They isolate the data center. They try to stop the spread. Because the truth is now clear. This isn't a normal outage. It's ransomware. Files have been encrypted. Critical servers have been hit. And the systems that handle ordering and shipping across Japan are now locked behind someone else's control. And the insane part? This isn't just a tech problem. It's a national logistics problem disguised as a beer problem. The company is Japan's biggest brewer. When its ordering system goes down, the ripple doesn't stop at headquarters. It hits bars, stores, distributors, and factories. 4 days, the company can't accept normal digital orders. It can't process shipments at full scale. It can't even reliably receive emails from outside. So the company falls back to something that feels like time travel. Manual processing. Partial shipments. Humans re-entering information by hand. Pen and paper. Phone calls. Workarounds. And still the clock is running. Because every day the system stays down, the real world keeps asking the same question. How long until Japan runs low on its most iconic lager? The company tells the public what it can. They confirm ransomware. They say they're holding back details to prevent further damage. They say the disruption is limited to Japan. They say they're investigating traces of a potential unauthorized transfer of data, which is corporate language for something terrifying. Someone may have gotten out. Then, on October 2nd, the company restarts production at 6 Japanese beer plants. It's the first sign of recovery. A message to retailers and bars: we're coming back. But production isn't the same as distribution. You can brew beer all day. It doesn't matter if the system that routes trucks, schedules shipments, and processes orders is still crippled. While the company fights to restore operations, another battle begins somewhere else. In the shadows of the internet, ransomware groups keep score. They don't just want money. They want proof. They want leverage. They want fear. And in early October, a name starts showing up in reporting around the incident. Chilin. A ransomware group running a ransomware as a service operation. An ecosystem where affiliates deploy attacks and the platform takes a cut. Chilin claims responsibility. They post images they say are internal documents. They claim they stole more than 9,300 files, about 27 gigabytes of data. The company doesn't confirm the attacker's identity. Investigators can't immediately verify the leaked samples. But the message is delivered anyway. We were inside. We took something. Pay us. And now the company is fighting on 2 fronts. Front 1. Restore the systems that move product across Japan. Front 2. Find out what information might have been exposed and what that means for customers, employees, and partners. Weeks pass. The company keeps restoring piece by piece. Containment, forensics, rebuilding, security hardening. But ransomware isn't just about downtime. It's about the aftershock. Because even after you reconnect the lights, you still have to answer the question: what did they touch? Then, on November 27th, the company releases the kind of update no company wants to write. They outline what they've learned so far. The disruption began around 7 a.m. on September 29th. Encrypted files were confirmed. By around 11 a.m., they disconnected networks and isolated the data center to limit damage. Their investigation concludes the attacker gained unauthorized access through network equipment at a company's site, then deployed ransomware that encrypted data on multiple active servers and some connected PCs. And then comes the line that changes the story. The company says personal information may have been exposed. Not just a little. A lot. They report that the personal information of about 1,525,000 people who contacted customer service centers may have been or could have been exposed. Names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses. They also list other categories. Telegram contact information, about 114,000. Employees and retirees, about 107,000. Family members, about 168,000. The company adds two details that matter. Credit card information is not included, and they have not confirmed any instance of the data being published on the internet. But once you're in this moment, you understand the real horror of ransomware. Even if nothing gets posted, you still have to live with the uncertainty. You still have to notify people. You still have to rebuild trust. You still have to assume the worst until proven otherwise. The company also shares what recovery looks like. They say it took roughly 2 months of containment, restoration, and security reinforcement. They describe redesigned networks, tighter controls, improved monitoring, and new backup and business continuity plans. And they set a target that sounds simple but is brutal in practice. Normalize logistics operations by February. Because the hardest part of a ransomware incident isn't the headline. It's the long, exhausting work afterward. Restoring systems safely. Rebuilding processes. Hardening defenses. Trying to return to normal while everyone watches. And somewhere in that recovery timeline is a quiet decision that matters more than any press release. Did the company pay? In public reporting around the investigation results, the CEO says the company did not pay a ransom, which means the outcome didn't come from negotiation. It came from rebuilding, from resisting, from grinding through the damage. The cyberattack doesn't end with a dramatic arrest. No masked hacker gets unmasked on camera. No clean resolution arrives on schedule. It ends the way modern cyberattacks usually end. With a company still restoring. A country still catching up on supply. Millions of people wondering what was taken. And an invisible criminal economy moving on to the next target. Because in 2025, ransomware isn't rare. It's routine. And the scariest part isn't that it can stop a brewery. It's that it can stop anything that depends on systems to move the real world. Beer was just the most visible symptom. The real target was the machinery underneath modern life. And for this company, it started at 7 a.m. on a Monday, when the screens went dark. And Japan's biggest beer supply chain discovered what happens when the internet breaks in real life. If you like these form of cyber documentaries, please drop a comment on which topic would you like me to cover next. As always, please like this video as it helps the YouTube algorithm push it to more people. Thank you.